A gunfight between narcissists and the extremely deluded would be entertaining. To pass the background check with flying white, blue, and red colors, one has to be just a little bit or extremely crazy. The entire concept or idea of a god is just crazy to think about, really. Humanity had enough weapons prior to the invention of a gun, and then up comes the gun and all different facets or varieties of a gun, more crazy ways to kill people or defend yourself, and somehow it's wrong for crazy people to have them, as if owning one responsibly is always a complete example of sane. It's nice to know some of you care so much about the well-being of some crazy strangers that you would reject them getting a gun while you protect yourself from these people with a gun. Fucking lovely. And cool thing is, a lot of you folks are parents. I wonder how many of you would teach your kids how to shoot before identifying if they're even crazy or not. And if your future child soldier or child hunter or children are in fact crazy, most of you would be in great denial about that. You then would remind me of the existence of an atheist at that point. You show an atheist proof of God and they'll do everything in their power to try to prove someone's experience with some sort of deity is fake, a fairy tale, an illusion, or a delusion of grandeur. Why? Because they don't want to believe in the existence of a God. Even they would tell you that. Their mind has already been made up. They condescendingly go on and on about wanting proof of said God, but why ask for proof you don't really want? And then there's the vendetta spectrum of this. They are anti-rules, regulations of whatever holy book. Their line of condescension entails lines such as, what kind of God says it's okay to slaughter gays? As if an atheist would die on a cross for the sins of homosexuals everywhere. They have a real beef with whatever deity, but they don't hate this holy creature enough to side with its so-called evil opposition. They claim disbelief of both sides, but you would rarely see them protest against how much of a nasty and vile creature Satan is. And this is probably because they think that with any good God, there is forgiveness, and with evil old Satan, there is not. Pretty much, it's easier to be against the thing that will most likely forgive you later on. If these people actually meet a God face to whatever, I think after being in denial for a bit, they would cry about it. Or a lot of them won't, of course. But the ones who do, they'll beg for forgiveness simply because they're so fragile. And with this fragility, they tend to go so hard to try and prove to everyone how godly they are for supposedly not believing in the existence of a God. We abide by those tricky 10 commandments because such action makes us feel godly, I guess. But on the other hand, God's holy text looks and sounds so human, of course. I would wager he wants to trade places with us because being immortal sucks. Or maybe there's something else. Maybe something far more troublesome. He doesn't have a dark abyss of nothingness to look forward to. And this is probably something that makes him really sad or melancholic. Perhaps God has a human complex